What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Aydian here, and in today's episode I want to talk about possibilities.
You want to take responsibility for your life. I got me here, I can get me out of this.
I'm gonna show you how great I am.
On my Instagram, I made a post, and it was a screenshot from the Ellen DeGeneres episode I was on, in which she showed me for the first time ever, me on the cover of Men's Health magazine, which was mind-blowing in its own. But I want to talk about what this moment, being on the cover of Men's Health, really meant. We as transgender individuals are also human beings, and we are just as deserving as everyone else is in the world. And I think that's what a lot of people got as a reader, as someone who was in the Ellen DeGeneres audience, someone who reads Men's Health magazine, somebody who just happened to hear about the story, so they picked up the magazine, read the article, or watched any of the shows I was on or whatever when all of that occurred. It brought another face to the visibility of transgender people, and that was really awesome, and I was still super thankful and grateful for that opportunity and everything like that. But I think it did something different for the transgender community as opposed to the cisgender community. And for the transgender community, I think what it did was it put a spark of possibility into every trans person's mind, especially trans masculine people, because by no means was I the first transgender person to do anything crazy amazing like this. We have so many other people who have come before myself who have brought light and been a face for the transgender community. Of course, we all know that not one face can represent an entire community, but we have to start implementing these many faces into our world in order for people to understand just the impact this has on our community and the entire world as a whole. So back to the concept of possibility. Me being on the cover of Men's Health, me being on Ellen, was the spark that reminded trans people that it's possible that we can be on the cover of magazines, we can be on really amazing #1 TV shows, we can stand in a line of cisgender people and still feel adequate to be in that line, to feel confident in our transgender status. And that's what I really tried to bring to Men's Health, to Ellen, to it's what I try to bring on my platform in general. And more recently, I've been trying to bring this concept that transgender or not transgender, you deserve to feel good about yourself. You deserve to feel happy. You deserve to feel enlightened in your soul and your being. Why? Because this is what helps change the world. When you believe that you can change the world, you will change the world. There's a quote, I believe, that people who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones that do. And I really, really believe in that statement. I have a video from a while ago that talks about the 4-minute mile. And you can go back and watch that video here, but if you don't watch the video, the concept is just that before this certain person had run a 4-minute mile, it had never been done before, and it was told that you could never do it until that person ran a 4-minute mile. And you know what happened within the next 3 years after that 4-minute mile was run? Over 1,000 people ran a 4-minute mile, and some of those people were young enough to be in high school. So again, it was the concept that this one person who ran a 4-minute mile, when people were told that it was impossible to run a 4-minute mile, he was able to run a 4-minute mile, and that showed everyone else that it was possible. Because before that 4-minute mile was run, when you put your foot on the concrete of a track, you thought, there's no way I'm gonna get a mile under 4 minutes. Well, once you know that someone actually has done exactly what you're doing, stood on a track and ran under 4 minutes a 1 mile, you believe that you can do it. And so this is a concept that I'm trying to always bring to the trans community. I didn't know any other trans people who had businesses, but I started one because I thought, you know what? If cisgender people can do it, why the hell can't I? And I'm so happy because so many people have come to me and said, I saw you start 0.56C, so I started my clothing, or I saw you do this, so I started doing something similar. And that's amazing. And you know what, at first I was like, everyone's copying me, and then I was like, you know what, ego? go aside, because no one needs to hear you talk right now. How many times have I seen people do things and I was like, you know what, I could do that too, and then I went ahead and did that, right? And that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I try to do with myself. I try to surround myself with people that show me that it's possible to live out your dreams. And I surround myself with these people, and honestly, people who don't believe these things, I push out of my life because I don't need that type of negativity. Life is hard enough. I don't need friends or family who are constant reminders that life is still hard, okay? I just think it's so important that we continuously remind people that it's possible, that living your dreams is possible, that I am just as special and just as awesome as you are and as everyone else is. And so if I can do it, you can do it. You know, it's possible for you. I've spoke around the country, around the world, and I've had this one interaction that will stay implemented in my mind forever. It was after doing a talk at a college, and the student came up to me, and we, usually the kids will come and pick me up, and, we'll spend a lot of time together. We have a good time, we eat, we hang out, I do my presentation, then we do a meet and greet, then I get driven back home by the kids, or, instructors. But I try to spend as much time with the students as I possibly can. And that's who I'm really there for. And so these kids were driving me home. It was 3 or 5 of them. And this one guy, I believe he was transgender, but I actually couldn't tell you for sure if he was actually transgender. But this is what he came up to me. We all got out of the car, hugs, goodbye. And he came up to me and he just kind of shook my hand and gave me a hug and looked me in the eye and was like, you're just an average guy. Like, if you can do it, then I can do it. Some people might have been offended. Like, what do you mean I'm not special? What do you mean I'm just an average guy? What do you mean by that? But I took it as an amazing compliment because, you know what? I am an average guy. I am just a dude trying to do his best out there. That's all I'm doing. And that comes to fruition in all these different things that you see me do. But for this guy, I showed him that, like, if I can do it, he can do it. And that's all I wanted people to know. That's all I want people to know, is that if I can do it, you can do it. If you see me do something, that means you could do it too. Now, whether or not you're gonna put the time, dedication, energy into it, that's on you. That's not something I can control, but I also know that I did all of these things when I still had a full-time job and I still wasn't able to make enough money to pay our rent and pay all of our bills on time, when I was literally still, we used to have a budget for food and we would go shopping at Walmart, and I used to literally we wanted to get ketchup and we didn't have money for ketchup, so we didn't get ketchup that week, you know what I mean? And what we did was we went to McDonald's and we asked for ketchup at McDonald's, and then we took the packets and we used those that week. That's where I was at, and I'm not trying to say pity me or act like I was so poor and so underprivileged. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I had other things going on as well that I wasn't able to, like I am now, just spend all my time in my businesses, in my nonprofit, in my creativity, like these videos and stuff. I didn't have that time. I was working non-stop. I mean, I started going to therapy because I was working so much that it was interfering with my own relationship with not just Jane Lee, not just my friends, but myself. And I felt so belittled because if I didn't work constantly, if I didn't literally fall asleep in my studio and have Jane Lee come wake me up to bring me to bed. And then I would wake up at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, go to the gym, come straight home, and get right back to work, right? Till I had to go to my job, then I would ride my bicycle to my job, work for 8 hours, come ride my bike home or get picked up by Jane Lee, and then start working again. But again, the point that I'm trying to make is that I did all the things that you might have to start doing right now in order to make your dreams possible. And if there's one thing I can do to inspire you or encourage you to take the leap of faith, it's look at me. I'm not special, but I made myself into something special. I made myself into something special because I believed there was a small spark in me that said, you know what, Aydian? Maybe you are special. Maybe you do deserve happiness. Maybe there is something inside of you that you can offer the world. And I started going more and more into that light, and more and more and more. And as I got into that light, it grew and grew and grew and grew. And I see so many people who limit themselves, so many limitations, so many barriers in front of you that I wish I could come in and just kick it out of your way for you, you know what I mean? But I can't do that for you. All I can do is keep trying to live my best life and share it with everyone so that it could inspire you. And then hopefully I'll start following you on Instagram, and I'll start getting inspiration from you on your YouTube channel, or watch you on TV, or go buy your magazine. I mean, that's what I want. That's what I would love to do. So as I see more transgender people and non-transgender people, anybody who just feels less than, coming up and finding themselves, that is what sparks my fire. And that's why making the impossible possible, showing that opening the doors to possibility is so, so important no matter who you are. And so I hope that I'm able to do that for you. I hope that I'm able to do it so much that you can start doing it for me, because I need inspiration too. I need motivation too. And hopefully one day that will come from you. All right, everybody, thank you for watching the episode. If you liked today's video, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to watch more. Turn your notifications on whenever you want to get notified whenever I make a video. And super quick, shameless plug, this is one of my new favorite fall tees from Aydian Erie, who do t-shirts for guys who are under 5'9". I love this shirt. It fits real good. Really nice length as well. You can't really see the length, but I really love this shirt. And if you want to get 20% off of your first purchase, go ahead, AydianErie.com. Use the coupon code LION20 for 20% off. Okay, that was my shameless plug. I'll catch you in the next episode. Peace.